What's a minor thing that highly improved your Shrek's life? Being into someone who's into you. Like seriously, not for fake or fronting about it. Pillow under the hips. Just put the blanket over the pillow. Better angles. Go into Shreks with the mindset of two different thought processes. I want to make my partner feel awesome. Let's have fun. If you get just that much more selfless and light about the situation, for God's sake, I've never been on a better roller coaster. Using a pillow, depending on the position, helped me to rest properly my low F back or T's, and helps a lot with the angle. I accepted I had ED and sought help. Got a lie prescription. I know my problem is a mental issue, and I will in time work with a therapist so as not to crutch on the pills. But my God, they gave me back excitement, instead of heavy anxiety for when Shreksy times are upcoming. It's night and day. Learning I have a tipped VJ. I had 3 people mention I was different in a row. Asked my exes and they agreed. And it's a real thing. Why did no one tell me that the reason so many Shrek's positions look funny to me is because other people can actually do them? Cardio. Any exercise in general is good, but cardio has done wonders. As a man, making just a little bit more noise, moans, sharp intakes of breath, etc. Most girls really respond well to that. They enjoy themselves more, and then so do you. Going off birth control, hormones really mess with your mind. Learning how to eat VJ so that she actually orgasms, instead of just phoning it in. Getting a new job. My last job absolutely sucked the life out of me, and I just didn't realize it. Went from having Shreks maybe twice a month to at least 3-5 times a week. Bought one of those vibrating ones for my wife. Can't tell you how much fun she has with it, and took so much pressure off me to last longer. Find the exact right spot when going down on her. I would recommend anyone in a long-term relationship get one. Make your girlfriend, boyfriend confident about their body. It does wonders. Lube is actually awesome and makes Shrek so much better. I know what you're thinking, if we just do 10 minutes of foreplay it's the same thing, or I'm in my 20s, I don't need it. Trust me, it's pretty awesome, and it's even more awesome after 15 minutes of foreplay. Use it. Figuring out what I like by exploring my own body, then communicating to my partner what I like directly. Lastly, communicating what I don't like. Also encourage my partner to do the same. It's great. If the guy doesn't moan, I'm offended. My boyfriend is pretty quiet, but the sharp inhales or for it gets me going. I just want to know he's enjoying it as much as I am. The day she said, "I'm officially not wearing panties anymore." Is getting an IUD considered minor? Because holy hell, is my Shrek's drive through the roof now that I have one. I switched off of birth control pills. The estrogen was a major libido killer. 4-1. Diet and exercise. 4-2. Remembering to breathe. For far too long I just forget to breathe like a regular person and would just pound away and too quickly. Finally figured out how to remember to breathe deep and regularly, and it helped me stay in the moment and last so much longer. Going down on her first without her asking. The first time I attempted to go down on a woman while having Shreks, she was like, what are you doing? I don't like oral, and I got embarrassed, so I figured if a woman wants me to go down on her, she'll say so. I'm vocal about when I want my dong sucked, so it must be the same thing, right? A few disappointed partners later, and I've realized they will never ask you to go down, but they'll be disappointed if you don't attempt. Lube, lube, lube. Also, I love when my man makes noise. He's been doing it a lot more since we talked about it. Scream cream. My wife's doctor prescribed a cream that is compounded at the local pharmacy. I know it contains arginine. I was a skeptic, but my wife makes noises I've never heard, and she is loving Shreks more and more. She laughed the other day during Shreks. It caught me off guard. I asked her why, and she said, "Because it feels so freaking good. It's unreal." Having a husband who's actually more concerned with me getting off than himself. In fact, he has a hard time getting off if he thinks I'm not having a good time. I mean a really good time. I'd never had an orgasm with a guy until I had Shreks with my husband. Now I've had VJL and VJL orgasms with him. Long-time married dude here. Quality over quantity. Don't worry about having lots of Shreks, but making sure that each time is the best it can be. Thinking about it all day, waiting for opportunity. Taking time. Lots of foreplay. Not rushing. And making sure she comes first and every time. Watching Lesbian. I found myself almost never getting turned on in regular life. I'd lost that thing where the edge of a woman's shoulder at the coffee shop could get my mind going. The Lesbian I watch, the more I feel like a teenager getting excited by little moments in the real world. I used to be extremely quiet when with women, because I was just concentrating on the men really love the sounds they make. Found out that hey, they like those sounds just as much and started to be more vocal with my likes and dislikes. This also helps both parties know they are doing something right, and that the other is really enjoying that thing. Just don't go overboard. No need to shatter glass or let your neighbors down the street know you are either having a really good time or murdering your significant other. Telling a girl I was seeing that there is no pressure for me to that I enjoyed the actual Shreks more than finishing. She said she was relieved and it made us all more focused on the moment rather than getting to the finish line. After the conversation, the Shreks was more enjoyable than prior and often was able to time our orgasms together. The second I heard my man moan or talk to me, just yes to everything to him if it's asked to me in that manner. I got a much better partner. We're super open with each other and communicate really well, and are into the same things, exponentially better than what I used to consider the best. Scheduling Shreks. It sounds so boring, but it takes all the guesswork out of it. We do our self-prep the day, listen to the right music, get ourselves in the mood, come to the table ready to rip. It's lovely. Discovering my kinks and realizing there's nothing to be ashamed of. Read romance with your partner, not simultaneously, but my wife started reading romances like Askreddit lately and was noticeably hornier all the time. So I picked them up and read them, and now I get it. There's something special about reading smut. I feel like a teenager again. Asking questions while eating VJ. Ask your partner to tell you exactly what they want and where. Listen, and when they start humming, don't you dare change rhythm. Also a Hitachi wand. The wireless has really been amazing for me and my partner's Shrek's life. Shrek's toys are your friends. Honestly, besides the good advice here, I would add drinking water. Good advice in its own, but you'll notice you aren't tired, muscles lock up, etc. when you're in Pound Town. Not watching PN. Better connection, better sensations, more in the moment. Losing excess weight from fat. I have more stamina, more movement, and a lot more confidence. Strange thing that actually feeling good about yourself, instead of being told, oh, you're just fine. You don't need to change. Go have another donut makes a huge difference. A divorce. Now I'm finally having as much Shreks as she was. Do her first and then it doesn't matter how long you last. Every day I tell my wife I love her. Every day I come up from behind and give her a hug. Every day I surprise squeeze her boobs when she's not expecting it. Every day compliment her butt, because I love every inch of it. Every day I tell her she's a great mom and our kids are turning out amazing. So every day I treat my wife as my partner in life and our Shrek's life is freaking amazing. So, this obs won't be a thing for everyone, but I have ADD and anxiety, and so my mind can run off on me during Shrek's and then I don't feel anything properly, and that can trigger memories of not good Shrek's things and also just distracts me. And sometimes that's just how it is, and I'm happy to focus on just being intimate with my husband without getting off myself, but it can be a major bummer at other times. What helps me is 1. Lights off. If I can't see anything and am not thinking of what I look like, I can focus way more on what's going on physically too. Ativan is awesome, because it lets me relax and focus. And 3. A good spank. Really strong pressure. Not bruising or painful, just earth touch. Grabbing my ass, giving me a sharp smack. A firm hand on the back of my head or on my hips. That makes things immediate. It brings me back to where I am and what I'm doing. Toys in the bedroom. With your partner, we're both so much happier and engaged in the bedroom. We definitely don't use them exclusively, but they're great for when you want to spice things up or get in the mood quickly. People with vulvas, invest in a Satisfier, you will not regret it. Good old THC. Been together 5 years and we finally hit our first stale episode. It opened our minds to be comfortable with experimenting more, and then that openness carried over even when we weren't high. Stopped taking my schizophrenia meds. Now I'm having a craziest orgies every night. The realization that no matter my size, disability, scars, that I deserve love and affection and pleasure. It's just a little thing and hard to describe. Listening when my partner says what they like and don't like. As a couple married 20 plus years with 2 older teenagers still living at home, make sure to be age appropriately honest with your kids about the time you and your partner spend together. It sets a very positive, loving, honest example for your kids when you teach them that unless it is an emergency, they need to respect your private time with your partner. Teach them that when the door is closed, they should knock. Teach them how to safely have a snack and find a safe, quiet activity to do for about 30 minutes. Make it clear that you are still within easy reach if they honestly need you. You will have some interruptions, sure, but be patient and positive and reassuring, and soon you will have school-aged children in the house and still manage to have some time to be intimate with your partner on a regular basis without feeling like you are ignoring your kids. And your kids won't feel ignored either.